What was your favorite sport as a kid?
And I think it was whatever season we were in.
Did you feel like baseball, that was your best shot?
Yeah.
Kid from a small town, and here you are, you're drafted into a Major League Baseball organization.
It's been a huge success, but it came from me getting released.
What did Kentucky say to you that you said, all right, this is where I want to go?
The people, the academic advisor, every person I met was like, all right, yep, this kind of feels like home.
When you would tell people you're from Fairmont, Minnesota, what did people say?
We got a lot of pigs and corn.
My guest today is Luke Becker. He's with LB Pork, a Fairmont alum, also a former professional baseball player, now the founder of Becker Baseball Training. Luke, so glad you could join us here today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're a Fairmont alum. It's amazing how you ended up being back here at home, recruiting your wife to come back here as well. We're going to get into all of that. But first, just growing up here, you grew up in, I just will call it the industry, because we are in, the top 5 pork producing counties in the entire country. And you grew up in it, right?
Yeah, yep. So I grew up about 3 miles north of town by a little town called Northrop. But yeah, I grew up on the farm. We've had a lot of pigs and corn growing all the time. And yeah, now it's a lot of fun.
Well, what were your chores growing up? What'd you have to do?
Feed the pigs, scoop the manure, power wash barns. Yeah, just about everything.
Yeah, and balance all of that with classwork and sports.
Yep.
And all of that.
Yep.
You end up going to Fairmont High School here, which is a incredibly successful school here in Minnesota, in all sports, academics, even in the arts. What were you involved with here?
Yeah, so I played basketball, football, and baseball. We had FFA come to our school, which was nice. So me and my family were heavily involved with that. But other than that, that was kind of it. It's kind of all I had time for.
Oh, FFA, what does that exactly entail then for a high school student?
Yeah, Future Farmers of America. So we had classes that came here, which was nice. There's some out of school projects, that we did throughout the community as well, which was nice. So it's still going strong now, which is good for our community. I mean, like you said, we lead top 5 counties in America with for pork production.
Yeah.
So you'd think we need some classes on it. So yep, I was vice president. My brother was president, and actually both my brothers and my sister were president as well.
Yeah.
So
well, I can't believe I buried the lead, because this is the bacon capital of the United States right here in Fairmont. We're going to get into the industry and how that's kind of evolved and changed. I was on a farm this morning, and just my eyes are wide open because I had no idea it was like this. That can go into some of the misconceptions I think people have about that industry, but also small towns. But so you played 3 sports growing up. You ended up making professional baseball. But what about as a kid? What was your favorite sport as a kid?
Oh man, I think it was whatever season we were in. I think my love for baseball came, I think I was like in 6th or 7th grade. We went down to Twins spring training, me and my older brother. And that's kind of when I was like, all right, I want to try this baseball thing and focus on it a little bit more. But and really until like my sophomore, junior year of high school, that's when I started to focus on it more. So a little bit later than some people these days. But yeah, I'd say it was a season that we were in. I mean, I enjoyed football. Maybe a little bit later in high school, I was a little bit better at it and really enjoyed it. But basketball, when I was young, I'd say I practiced basketball just as much as anything else.
Did you feel like baseball, that was your best shot as well?
Yeah. Just for kind of my build and my ability. Yeah. And it really became apparent to me like senior year of high school. I mean, because I was getting recruited a little bit for football, and I was thinking about maybe doing both football and baseball, but some injuries took care of that and wiped that out of my mind.
Yeah, but what's cool is that here at a school this size, Fairmont, you're able to play all 3 sports. is, I guess, what do you feel like you make professional baseball, you're playing with people who probably only did that one thing. How did playing 3 different sports sort of prepare you along the way?
Yeah, I mean, playing basketball, or whether it's hockey or wrestling or whatever, but basketball and football, it makes your body move in different ways that you don't get from going to the weight room or whatever. So yeah, I'm a big promoter of playing 3 sports. I think it just helps you in so many different motor skill areas that can help. I mean, it helped me in baseball tremendously.
What's they even say, and at times they say it all the time, but with Patrick Mahomes, where, he played baseball, and you can see by the way he's moving his body and the way when he exits the pocket and the way he throws sidearm and stuff like that. So, I mean, I agree. It's like that there's that cross-training of sports that I think is so valuable for athletes as they kind of go along their path. But now there's so many kids that are just solely focused on one thing.
Yep. And I get it. I mean, recruiting is tough these days. You got the transfer portal, and I went to junior college. That I kind of had to, but I get where the kids are coming from. They, to focus on one area to either show the school that they want to, that they're trying to go to, that they're serious about it. But yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of training. I mean, I'm a big promoter of the weight room and doing agility work too. But I mean, you just learn, different ways to compete, mentally and going through stuff in other sports. I can't talk about it enough.
Yeah. And sometimes even you might be better in one sport than the other, but even having some of that competitive fire, even maybe failing sometimes, I just think that is so good too. I mean, we have to. Well, in baseball, I mean, you hit 300 and you fail 7 times out of 10.
Yeah. So if you're trying to play football, I would say go play baseball for a couple seasons and get mentally tougher.
Yeah, right.
So
you graduate 2014 from Fairmont, pretty good senior year. What do you guys make, state and everything?
Yep, made it to state championship. Lost to St. Cloud Cathedral, but yeah.
Remember the losses?
Oh yeah. But I mean, we only, it was me and one other senior. We had a young team. I mean, we just kind of came together that year and made a run. I remember that. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So were you being recruited out of high school for any sport or for baseball?
Yeah, some lower, Division II, Division III. I took a visit up to the Gophers, but yeah, that was about it. And yeah, a couple schools for football and baseball, but I kind of had a dream to go to a bigger Division I, so I chose a junior college route.
Yeah. Were there any kids around your age from this school that had kind of been on that path? Was there anybody that you could kind of follow?
Yeah, so actually my older brother was at Nyack, the junior college that I went to, and that was a big reason, because I was thinking about Minnesota State, maybe think about playing there, but yeah, my older brother Levi was at Nyack, and he was like, these coaches are legit. And then there's Max Waltich before that. He went to Nyack, so there's a little pipeline. Yeah, and my cousin was there. Both my cousins were there last year. So
it felt natural then to go to Nyack, which is North Iowa Community College.
Yep.
So you go there for 1 year. You must have played great.
Yeah. Yep. So it was a little slow going there, but yeah, had a good spring. It was later in the spring when kind of the draft, or maybe some people transferring that. Schools like UConn, Kansas State, Iowa, NC State, Kentucky. So schools like that started calling. It was fast. It was like in a 2-week span.
This is like a major. I mean, these are major Division I programs that are calling you. What is that experience like, where you're hearing from these? I mean, these colleges that kids who are in sports grow up dreaming about getting that call.
Yeah, and I had, my full intention was going back to Nyack for another year. And that summer I came back, played town ball for a little bit, and then I went down to Collegiate League in Dodge City, Kansas, kind of in the middle of nowhere. So I was going through kind of all this while I was playing down there. It was pretty crazy, but when they were calling, at first it was like, is this a scam number or what? But as it got going, it was real.
So when they call you, and they want you to go to their school. They want you to be a student athlete at Kentucky, at UConn, at Ole Miss. What's the experience like? I mean, they call you. Do they get you on a plane? Do they?
Yep. So I took a plane I was in Kansas. I went to UConn, and I went to, and this is all within, it was like 6 days. Went to UConn, Kansas State, flew to Kentucky, then to NC State, and then I was supposed to fly up to Iowa, but at that point I'd kind of known as between Kentucky and NC State, which once I left Kentucky, I didn't even know if I wanted to go and visit NC State. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. Best restaurants and nicest hotels. I mean, it was fun.
And they're like, we want you to come and play second base, or I guess infield, right?
Yeah.
Here at this prestigious school. Yeah, I mean, you're SEC schools. These are major baseball programs, and they're doing everything in their power to convince you to go there.
Yep. Yeah. It was tough. So like NC State, Wendell Murphy was like the leading hog producer in the history. The coach is like, we'll get you on his yacht if you come here. So my dad was like, all right, let's sign here.
Your dad. Yeah.
But I mean, each place was something different. Yeah. But
yeah. So what did Kentucky say to you that you said, all right, this is where I want to go? Yeah,
I think the leading point was SEC, but the people, the academic advisor, the FCA chaplain, like every person I met was like, all right, yep, this kind of feels like home. And in Lexington, I ended up loving it. But I think I felt that when I was there too.
That's cool. So you were thinking about more than baseball as well. You were, what were you pursuing as a degree at that point?
Agriculture economics is what I ended up, which NC State is a really good school for pig farming. So pretty tough choice. And NC State, the facilities were much better. Their track record was much better, but I don't know. It honestly was a pretty easy decision. Something in me was telling me Kentucky, and I'd end up meeting my wife there and a lot of lifelong friends. So. And
you said FCA, is that Fellowship of Christian Athletes?
Yep.
So that was something that you wanted to be a part of as well?
Yeah. Yep. I ran into Aaron Hogue there, and just an incredible human being.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little things like that, I mean, led into the decision as well.
What sort of work, or I guess, clubs are you a part of with FCA? What sort of things are you doing?
Yeah, so we just did a FCA camp here 2 weeks ago, which was awesome. It was here in our school when I was here, and now that I'm back home, the goal is to start that club back up. And hopefully we can do it sooner rather than later, because it shaped me into the person that I am.
Awesome.
For sure.
Well, thanks for sharing that. And so Kentucky, you're there. You guys are winning, right? I mean, basically setting the program up for success. You're almost making it to Omaha, the College World Series. What was that experience like, being a major Division I athlete at, no offense, but a basketball school, but still, and in the SEC?
Yep. So 2016, my first year there, sophomore year, we were supposed to be really good. We didn't perform that well. The coaching staff had actually gotten fired. So 2017 was all brand new coaching staff, but they were really good. And we went from a team that didn't make the postseason to a super regional, which was the furthest the school has ever been in the history. So, and honestly, I think as far as talent goes on that team, it wasn't as good as the prior year, but I mean, we just kind of like 2014 high school year, good group of guys that played together. So, that was a lot of fun. And then 2018, we were ranked top 10 kind of all year. So it was fun to kind of and now they got a brand new stadium there. So it's kind of up and coming program.
Cool. And you're a part of that.
Yeah.
Well, and what's interesting, what you just said is that, so the coaches that recruited you ended up getting fired after year one. And so did you have any thought of, well, maybe I need to leave or?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't perform what I was expected either. So there's definitely a thought there with the new staff coming in. But no, I wasn't thinking about leaving at all. Like I said, I love the city, loved the people. Had some roommates that are awesome. And I've been in their weddings. So there's a lot of really awesome people that I had met just 1 year there. So now my mindset was I'm going to go. I mean, I'm going to go even harder to stick on this team and ultimately get drafted, which was my goal.
And which you did. But before I ask you about that, I did kind of make a joke about Kentucky basketball. But when you're there, I mean, that's in its heyday. You know, it's this iconic program. I mean, you got guys every single year getting drafted in the top 5. Like, what is that like, that dynamic on campus?
Yeah, so I definitely went to a handful of games each year, which everyone said, you don't know a Kentucky basketball game until you go there. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's different. People are crazy for Kentucky basketball, which, I mean, Rupp Arena is awesome. But yeah, the people are crazy for their Kentucky basketball. I remember one of the first nights I was in the tutoring hall and the basketball apartments right across the road, and they got barricades for them to walk from their apartments to the practice arena. So because people are out there trying to get autographs at all hours of the day. Yeah. So it's different. I mean, it is a basketball school.
Yeah. Did they have barricades for you guys on the baseball team?
No, not quite. Maybe a little bit, towards the end, when we were playing better. I mean, we were getting some good crowds. So that was fun.
That's cool. You have a couple of great seasons. You get drafted. I mean, you get drafted in the 9th round by the San Diego Padres. Were you expecting to get drafted?
So I started meeting with teams the fall of my junior year, and they don't tell you much, but kind of inkling towards it. But yeah, my goal since 7th grade was to get drafted in the top 10 rounds. I didn't know if that was going to be possible, but I kept against the really good pitchers, like first rounders. I was hitting well off of them, so that's what kind of gave me some confidence. Is like it might actually happen. And then I got closer to the draft, and I had hired an agent, and he was kind of seeing what was out there, and there's a lot of interest. So yeah, stressful. I wish it wasn't so stressful during that last season, but I mean, that was my dream, and I knew it was there. I just had to go and kind of finish it. So
amazing. So a kid from a small town, right? Small town, small school, and here you are. You're drafted into a Major League Baseball organization. You're with San Diego. Were there anybody on your team, like right when you're getting there, that ended up like really making it on the main stage, or people that you competed against?
Oh yeah, yep. Some of both. I played Cal Raleigh, who's got 41 homers as a catcher. Played against him probably the first series because he was in the same league. But yeah, I roomed with Xavier Edwards, Owen Miller, Munoz. So, I mean, there's 3 more too. So I was roommates with handful of big leaguers. So
it's amazing. What was it like going from like major SEC to now the minors, where you're kind of now looking up again?
Yeah. Well, I remember when I got drafted, they had told me I was kind of skipping the first rookie ball level, which was intriguing. But I mean, they flat out told me, they said, you're a senior draft pick. We're kind of expecting you to make it up, faster than other people. That actually gave me a lot of confidence. It wasn't really, it didn't hinder my confidence much. I was like, all right, let's go. It didn't happen, and that was pretty tough. That first summer had some injuries, but just didn't hit like they expected, like I expected. But yeah, it's 4 levels you got to get through.
Yeah.
So you're definitely looking up. And when it doesn't go well right away, it's like, now I'm really looking up.
I'm always amazed because, fans will watch a Major League Baseball game and be like, that player sucks, and you're thinking, hold on now, that guy was the best player in the minor league system, the best player on the college team, if they went to college,
Yep.
the best player in the region in high school, if not the state. It's really hard.
Yeah. I mean, every person or every level, that team, each guy just gets weeded out. So if there's one guy that keeps making it, that's the big leaguers, and that's why they say it's the 0.1% of everyone playing. So
what was it like? I mean, because you did have a good minor league season, and then you said it got difficult, and you weren't climbing as they expected, and so then at that point they're already putting a sort of a ceiling on you, probably from the top. What's it like going through that as a player, where you said you didn't perform as well as you had liked? But yet, are you thinking, okay, today's the day? Are you always thinking like, I can do this. Why am I not doing this?
Yeah. That's exactly how my mindset was every day, which was good. Because I mean, if I was down and out, it would have been even shorter. I probably wouldn't have even made it through the season. But yeah, I mean, I kept the work ethic and just kept believing in God that it would work. So I think that's what kept me going each and every day, because it's 130 some games or whatever. So yeah. I mean, it's day in and day out, and you got
riding buses,
spring training, buses, late nights, gas station food.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I wouldn't have had that mindset, those long bus rides and nights would have been shorter.
But certainly the organization looked highly upon you, because when your time on the field was sort of coming up, at least within that organization, I mean, they wanted you to stick around, right?
Yeah. Yep. So towards my last part of my last season with them, they actually sent me back down a level and straight up told me, it's like, hey, we need you to go down and mentor some of these high school draft picks that they just don't really know a routine of going to the gym, getting to the field early and hitting extra and stretching, mobility, all that stuff. So yeah, the low A manager, he said, we need you to go down there and help these guys. You're going to do more good down there than you are up here, and not playing every day. So that was again, mindset wise, made me feel decent. I definitely didn't want to get sent down, but that's what I did. I went down there and tried to help those guys the best as I could, and I think that gave the organization a lasting kind of reflection of who I am.
It didn't sit with you at that moment, but thinking, oh, this might be my future, with training and helping younger student athletes or baseball players. But it's led to what you're doing now with Becker baseball training. Yeah. So once I did get released, I wouldn't say my mindset went there right away, because I still believe that I had a lot of good baseball left. But I focused, more on helping, I'd say high school level players, and then it's trickled down to second graders now. But it's crazy how, when my focus went to kind of helping, teaching, how I got a little bit better, because I wasn't focusing on my swing 24/7. Right.
So yeah, it's been a huge success, but it came from me getting released, and putting my focus on these other athletes.
One of the things that you did play 4 years of independent baseball, and then you did play some town ball. Which, when I say that, if people are in Minnesota, they're like, oh yeah, I get it. Or small town Minnesota, hey, yeah, I get it. But people on the outside, they might not know what that is. I mean, it's a big deal here.
Yep. Yeah. Even, last August when we were playing in Jordan, I mean, that field's awesome, and there's so many fans there, and it's like, yeah, this is big time ball here. And we faced I think he's an electrician, a former college guy, electrician now throwing gas. So yeah, it's competitive ball. It's fun. State tournament is something else. But yeah, so that was during COVID 2020. Played town ball for the first time in a while, and it kind of reinvigorated my love for the game a little bit. Got me off the whole minor leagues. Whatever happened there. So that was fun. So yeah.
And the other thing too is with it, there's so much small town pride, and not just like, so I grew up in Perham, but you have others, even smaller towns around that small town that will have a team, like a Dent or a Bluffton or a Corliss. It's like, but it's like the pride of the little town, and people travel, and it's the thing to do.
Yeah. We play, I think it's Hadley, a town of 60 people, but they get 200 fans here, whatever. So yeah, no, people love it, and it's fun ball. Hopefully it just keeps getting better.
So fall 2023, you moved back to Fairmont, your hometown here, full time for the first time, and you're married. Your wife's not only is she not from the upper Midwest, she's from like out east. First you met at Kentucky, right?
Yeah. Yep. So we met at Kentucky. That would have been 2015, fall of 2015.
Rebecca.
Yeah. Yep. She played soccer there, and then played soccer at George Mason as well. So yeah, kind of, followed me through the minors and independent ball a little bit, but we always lived in a different city, so that was tough. But I'd say more so during the independent ball journey, we were like, all right, it's probably start time to thinking where we're gonna live and what we're gonna do. It took me a little bit of time to convince her, but the more time we spent here, she was like, yeah, I mean, it is slower, but that's good. There's less people, but that's good. Yeah, we've been living here for 2 years. We have a 1-year-old son that played a big part of, where do we want to raise our kids in today's world. And we couldn't find a better place than this. And, I lived in Arizona, Pasco, Washington, Chicago, Maryland, obviously Kentucky. So I got to experience all that, and she lived in Pittsburgh and all these other places too. We got to a point where I was like, yeah, this is probably the best spot to raise our kids.
Yeah, and here's Rebecca, north of Washington, D.C. So like not just East Coast, but like big urban areas that, as you had mentioned, it moves fast out there. So like, what was it about the times here that all of a sudden she felt more comfortable in wanting to move here to Fairmont, rural Minnesota?
Yep. Well, I mean, Fairmont's big enough, and then Mankato's just up the road. You got I-90, so I mean, it's a good spot to go whatever direction that you want. But yeah, a big thing was like, where are we gonna set ourselves up for success? Spiritually, with our kids, with our marriage kind of growing, and yeah, it became a no-brainer. It definitely took time, and I can't be more thankful of all the different places that we lived. So then we were able to experience those big cities and stuff like that. So we knew.
Even as a big dreamer yourself, leaving high school in 2014, thinking, I'm going to make the majors, I'm going here, and you had a very successful career. But even at that time, did you think, at some point, I'll move back to Fairmont?
Yeah. Like I said, like 6th, 7th grade, I was like, yep, I want to try this baseball thing. I'm going to go all for it. But in the back of my head is like, if I don't make it, I'll come back and run the farm with my brother. So here we are. That's the point in life that I'm at right now, and I'm 29. I was able to experience all that stuff before this, but yeah, that was definitely in the back of my mind the whole time, and honestly, it's a win-win situation.
So you're living in all these places you mentioned, right? Rebecca's from Washington, D.C. or that area. When you would tell people you're from Fairmont, Minnesota, what did people say?
Oh, they usually haven't heard of it. So it's like we got a lot of pigs and corn, and then I kind of went into the farm, and we raise, right now we got about 180,000 pigs on the ground. They're like, what? You put them all in one spot or what? But that's basically how I describe it.
Yeah. You'd mentioned raising kids here, that you wanted to raise kids here. I guess why? Why raise kids here? Why were you so excited to raise Leo and then maybe others here?
Yeah, well, I mean, my high school experience was good. I think it's a good number. My wife went to a high school where she graduated with 1,000 kids or whatever. So I mean, I'm happy that she was able to experience that. But then when I said it was like 120 or whatever, she was like, "Yeah, that sounds a little bit better." So I just think that's a good way for education, and obviously sports. I want, if he pursues playing 3 sports, I think that's the best way to go about it. So yeah, just and there's plenty of opportunities, like I said, if you do want to go to Minneapolis and play club ball up there or whatever, Mankato. So
okay, so you talked about the teammates or friends or whomever you would meet and telling them about Fairmont and raising hogs and corn and all of that, and their eyes are wide. They're thinking, wait, what now? Look, I'm from small town Minnesota, and I still was like, what's going on now? I guess the misconception there would be, I thought it was still like the 1950s, where there's just a big barn and there's a bunch of dirty pigs in there, but it's not like that at all. You're with, LB Pork, that's been the family business for 105 years. What about the evolution of this industry, and not just like, I guess over the last 35 years, have you seen where it's not like that 1950s, not like your great grandfather's hog farm anymore?
Yeah, yep. So when I graduated high school, I'm pretty sure we were growing like 75,000 pigs. So we've gone from 75,000 to our goal is to market 400,000 this year. So, jeez. But it really wasn't much of a choice. I mean, you had to grow or those farms were dying. That's just the reality of it. So yeah, we're part owners in 4 sow farms spread in, Iowa, Missouri. And those wean pigs come up here and we got, hundreds of hog barns, all throughout this county, a couple more counties. So, it's a lot. It's a lot different for sure.
But it's not like you just go in there with a bucket and you feed them. I mean, there's science behind it. There's so much innovation. Like even the nutrition, the pigs are fed and where they're held from a young age, and then at 3 weeks they're moved. Like it's a science now. It
is. Yep. And our job is to feed the world. So I mean, we got to get those pigs to market with good tasting pork, so people buy it. There's so much that goes into it. My younger sister is a swine nutritionist. So she studies all these different diets that'll raise a healthy and good tasting pig that gets to market at a good time. So yeah, you have to have innovation and try new things to help the pig grow and do it in the best humane way possible.
It's crazy. They grow fast.
Yeah. Yeah. If you do the right things for the pig, I mean, it's hot out and we try to, get the barns as cool as we can. In the winter it gets cold and we heat those barns. So it's 75 degrees in there for them. So, I mean, we do everything possible to help that pig.
You had mentioned LB Pork's numbers, but 75,000 11-ish years ago to now 400,000. Like, why the shift in the industry? And I don't think it's just specifically for pork, but why is it so hard for the small farmer today and that everybody has to go big or go home?
Yeah. Well, another big thing too is that, so me and my older brother are moving into ownership of the farm, and then my younger cousin Lincoln is coming too. So, more owners to divvy it up. But Yeah, I mean, my dad says if you're not growing, you're dying, in any business, really. And that's just where we're at. What it's kind of a harsh truth, but it's there.
You're such I thank you for sharing your story, and you're at such a great spot. Like, you're been here for 2 years now, married, a young son, 13 months here. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so the Becker baseball training, I didn't know what was gonna happen there. Right now, there's around 400 kids coming through throughout the year. So I don't think that's going to be going, away anytime
you enjoy
soon.
it?
Yeah, I mean, it takes up a lot of my time, especially in the winter when there's not as much to do. But yeah, I mean, my biggest thing is to see kids have success, and if they have a dream to go play professional baseball, obviously it's possible. And I wasn't that good when I was young, so when I see these kids come in and there's some potential there, I definitely see it. It just takes a lot of work, for that kid to achieve the success that they want.
It's so cool, Luke, because most people don't think about rural as a choice. Yet you choose this. You and Rebecca choose this for your family, and yet here you are. You're juggling your passions, right? You're juggling the agricultural piece, which has been in your blood forever, and you also were a part of it with FFA in school and stuff like that, and then the sports side of it too, and then getting to raise your son. Like, you kind of have it all right here.
Yeah. Obviously, the farm is a much bigger project now, but I mean, it's a 105-year-old farm, like you said, and my grandpa's still out there working, which is really inspiring. Obviously, like there's no question. Like, when I'm like, it's hard work,
yeah,
but I don't question it, because I see my dad and my uncle and my grandpa and my brother, they're busting their butt. So it's like, it's what we do. But it's tough, and we know to keep going 5-10 years down the road, we're gonna have to keep growing, keep finding better ways to do it. And that's a fun challenge. I kind of, you can relate that back to baseball, right? You're always trying to find a better way of doing it, whether that's hitting a ball or running a pig farm. I mean, you're looking for a way to make it better for your employees, or raise a pig better. That's fun. It's a little daunting, but I mean, it's fun.
And you've been taught the lesson of hard work and how that pays off, and you can see it and how the success has paid off in your life too. So thanks, Luke, for joining us on the pod.
I appreciate it. Thank you.